Alright, welcome back to another action-packed episode of Magic Adam reading tarot cards to look at the future of our world and the psychic energy roaming the streets of the planet. Today, as promised, in my last video I talked about doing this reading looking at China and Taiwan because as the situation was unfolding between Russia and Ukraine, Russia was, I think when I did the last video, they were preparing to pay a visit to the Ukraine, and now they visited and that situation is happening. You can check out my reading on that whole scenario. I'll put the link down below, as well as prospects of World War III, etc. also down below, and so on and so on. But anyways, I said I was going to look at Taiwan and China because, you know, when Russia invaded Ukraine, everybody was saying, oh, this is going to embolden China and make this look like an okay thing to do, that you can sidestep the UN and international norms to start to take back territory that you say belongs to you. And everybody said the same would happen with China. I did a reading with these 4 cards, and I will tell you about that reading now. Speaking of now is a great time to subscribe. Now is always a great time to subscribe. Even if you're already subscribed, just subscribe again if you can. Wait, that would make, don't unsubscribe. Just stay subscribed. All right, let's get to it. So the first thing I asked, straight up, I just said, is China going to make some kind of military effort against Taiwan in any significant way? The card that came up, the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is a very sedate, meditative card. I don't associate it with war. I associate it more with, don't get me wrong, the High Priestess can be a bit self-righteous sometimes, but I don't associate it with physical conflict. Now, she's a very plotting type of person. She thinks about things a lot and she plans, and she may resent things in situations. So that could be China and how they regard Taiwan as still being property of their large country. But I don't see, and I was limiting this to 2022. So beyond that, who knows, maybe she'll get provoked into anger and action beyond that. But in 2022, which is where I limited my vision, I just see the High Priestess, which is not a military invasion or attack on Taiwan. I also looked at the overall energy for China, not related to Taiwan, but just in general in 2022. The card that came up was the 7 of Pentacles. This card is a bit of a drudgery and resigning yourself to the work that has to be done. I'm guessing a lot of this as China continues and the world continues to fight coronavirus. So I think this is just because of the state of things, the economy and just the world situation. China is more still within itself, like a lot of countries, and not seeking to go elsewhere. I'm sure China, like I said, would love to get Taiwan back, but I don't see that happening in 2022. This is a more sedate card of just the general plodding along of work and taking care of your business at home. There was also, within the last week, a vote by the UN members whether they should condemn the actions of Russia in invading Ukraine. Interestingly enough, 5 countries voted not to condemn them, but most countries did. I think like 140 or so. A good amount didn't, though. They abstained, 35 or so, and one of those that abstained was China. They chose not to condemn Russia. They did say something about wanting to avoid, you know, unnecessary pain and bloodshed or something, but they would not condemn Russia. They still remain strongly allied with Russia. So I was curious, would they continue to support Russia, or not support, but, you know, just avoid condemning them in any type of meaningful way with a backbone? And the card that came up was the Page of Pentacles, and I think this again goes back to the situation with China rebuilding itself and internally structuring itself in a stronger way. And the disc or pentacle cards, you can use them either name, pentacles or discs, can be largely associated with economics and money. With the Page of Pentacles, this is kind of a new blossoming of that energy and trying to hold on to what you do have. China recognizes that they are still pretty economically tied with Russia, and they don't want to rock the boat too much. And what is the limit that China will tolerate? I think they will tolerate quite a bit. Finally, I looked at the energy for Taiwan in 2022, the remainder of this year, and the card that came up was the Eight of Cups. Kind of a low energy emotional card in which it may still be uncertain whether China is going to act on any emboldening by the Russia-Ukraine invasion. So I think they're kind of emotionally drained. Not a high energy card, but not violent and not war as far as I can tell. They certainly don't want a war, but they also are not ready to be recognized as part of China again either. So that's it for this reading. What else would you like me to do a reading about? Let me know in the comments below. And if you'd like a personal tarot reading, answering any question or problem you're facing, you can contact me at the link below. And otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye.